Reporters Without Borders released their new rankings for the World Press Freedom Index, and the United States is now ranked 57th in the world in terms of press freedom. Unfortunately, as in past years, almost no U.S. media is reporting on it, despite my best efforts to lobby other news organizations to cover the story.
Yep.
Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal did make a public statement at the request of the group I work with, Democracy Watch News. She made a statement on World Press Freedom Day on the importance of press freedom in the United States and criticized the Trump administration for their attacks on the press. You can read my article about that at democracywatchnews.org. It'll be published in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. And I'm also reporting about this at my YouTube channel at the MTC Report. But I participated in an event sponsored by Amnesty International USA, which included the executive directors for the Committee to Protect Journalists and Reporters Without Borders. And according to Reporters Without Borders, less than 1% of the world's population is now living in an area where press freedom is assured. There's been a huge drop around the world.
Wow.
20 countries dropped on the Press Freedom Index list this year, including the United States. Authoritarianism and repression of press is growing across the globe. And as I've said many times, it's the duty of all journalists, editors, publishers, news producers to speak out, resist threats to freedom of the press, and expose the nation's slip into autocratic fascism, because without a free press, democracy will not survive. The top countries on the press freedom list are Scandinavian countries, as usual, and so. But it also includes some surprises. Norway is number 1, Estonia is number 2, the Netherlands are number 3, and Sweden is number 4.
Wow!
But unfortunately, Tom, except for your program and a very few other places, I think Axios covered it after I lobbied them to do that, but it's just something that the United States press is not reporting, and I think that's really a shame. I think every major news organization in the country should be talking about this and should be celebrating World Press Freedom Day, but apparently, they've got their own problems or other issues to deal with, so they're not talking about it. You'll have to go to Reuters or the BBC or DW out of Germany in order to get any information about this. So I'm disappointed in my colleagues in the United States, as usual, unfortunately, Tom.
Yeah, it's rather shocking. Mark, tell us about your organization.
Well, Democracy Watch News is a nonprofit organization, and we specialize. I'm also editor for Press Freedom for that organization, and we specialize in issues like human rights and freedom of the press. And, so this has been a story that's been number 1 on our minds over the last few years. And it's gotten so much worse under the Trump administration. And I can quote Reporters Without Borders about that. They say, President Donald Trump was elected to a second term after a campaign in which he designated the press on a daily basis and made explicit threats to weaponize the federal government against the media. His early moves in his second mandate to politicize the Federal Communications Commission and ban the Associated Press have jeopardized the country's news outlets and indicate that he intends to follow through on his threats. So it's a crisis for American journalism right now, as we speak.
Yeah, agreed. Mark Taylor Canfield out of Seattle. Mark, thanks again. Thanks. It's always great to hear from you.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Good talking. We'll be right back.